A lot of students don't even know how to use this information sheets to answer a finance question. So we're going to be doing question 7, and I'm going to take you step by step to learn how to answer a finance question, but using information sheets, because these formulas that I've highlighted here in red are critical and very important for you to be able to answer this question and get the total of 14 marks. Let's get into it. Boom. So we are still doing grade 12 mathematics paper 1 November 2024, and we are in question 7, right? And we're doing finance. And with finance, the only thing that you need to know really is to how to use these formulas. Okay, I'm going to show it to you how to use these formulas. I'm going to show to you how to understand these formulas in a question and how to apply them, right? So when you're looking at these formulas here, you're looking at this is a simple, this is compound. Okay, this is invest, this is a loan. Okay, so that's basically what you need to know. Simple, compound, invest, a loan. So this is, when you look at this one here, this is, let's say you're gaining something, this is you losing something or reducing, right? This is, again, this is compound, this is lose. If it's negative here, that's lose, negative, lose, and this is gain. Okay, that's it. That's what you need to know. That's what you really, really need to know. And then in your question, there will be those key notes or key words that will tell you that you are gaining or losing something. It's a compound or simple interest. Is it investment or a loan? Yeah, that's what you're looking for. So let's get into it. So with 7.1, they say Mary's grandparent deposited 5,000 into a savings account. So Mary's parent deposit 5K into a savings account on a day that she was born. Okay, and the account pays interest rate of 6.8%. So this account pays an interest rate of 6.8 percent. Okay, and then they say that key, this is a key word that you're looking for. I'm gonna highlight it. Compounded quarterly. So if it's compounded quarterly, that means you divide this interest by 4. You're gonna need your calculator. So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna take this and punch this in your calculator and say, okay, cool, 6.8 divided by 100. You're just doing it now because of course you're gonna use it later. This is equal to 0.017. Okay, let's continue. Calculate the accumulated amount in this account on Mary's 16th birthday. So N is 16, right? On the year 16, and you times that by 4. So when you say 16 times 4, that is 64 months. And then another key word, accumulated. Okay, so now what formula are we using? It's compounded and it's accumulated. It's compounded and it's accumulated. Okay, so this is the formula that you're using. You see the keynotes? So, or keywords actually. So you're using A, using this formula here. Let's call it A is equal to P1 plus I power N. Okay. And A, P, what is P in this case? P is 5,000. 1 plus I is 0.017 power N, which is 64. And then guess what? Just punch this in your calculator, you get your answer. So it's 5,000 times 1.017 power 64. No, it's times here. It's not plus, times. So your answer is 14,076 rand 56 cents. So what does it mean? It means that um, when Mary's grandparents deposited just 5,000 and they put that on the savings account, and the savings account was accumulating of 6.8 every quarter, 6.8 interest. At the 16th birthday, Mary's savings account had 14,000 rand, right? With some change. So after 16 years, that 5,000 gave birth to 14,000. And then people tell you that in high school you don't learn finance. You don't learn anything about finance. But this is finance. This is the finance that you need to know on how to invest your money properly. Okay? And let's go to 7.2. Right. 7.2. We're gonna look for these keywords together, don't worry. They say after 4 years. Okay, so after 4 years, the value, let me bring in like a little bit bold. After 4 years, okay, the value of a printer was half of its original value. Okay, so the printer, let's call it after 4 years, right? After 4 years, the value of the printer, so the accumulated value of the printer is half the original, the half of the printable value. Okay, so meaning the accumulated value, which is A, is equal to half of the printable, which is the original value. Okay, after 4 years, determine the rate at which the value of the printer depreciated. Now, keyword depreciated. So it's reducing over this period. If the depreciation was calculated according to the straight line, another one, straight line, right? So straight line depreciation. So you see that they're not talking about compound. There's nothing compounded here. It's just simple and depreciation. What do we call it? Simple and losing. This is the formula it's using. You see, this is how you use it. This is very nice. Okay, cool. So we have A is equal to P1 minus Ni. So that's the formula we're using. And then what they're saying, what are we looking for? What are we looking for? Determine the rate of which the value was. So we are looking for I. What is our I here? Because we know A is equal to half P. Let's go P1 minus N. N is 4. And we're looking for I. And of course, if we divide by P on both sides, this P and this P will cancel. So you end up with half is equal to 1. Oh, there's no bracket. 1 minus 4I. Okay. And then if you take 4I into the left hand side, you have 1 minus, take half to the right hand side, becomes half. So this will become half. So 4I is equal to half, and then can divide by 4 on both sides. So I is equal to, so if you say half divided by 4, that is equal to 0.125. And the rate is just in terms of percentage, so it's just times it by 100, and your answer is 12.5%. That's your rate. So what does that mean? It means that after 4 years, so you buy a printer, and then after 4 years, the printer's value has reduced by half of the original price. That means the value of the printer has been reducing by 12.5%, have been reduced by 12.5%. Does that make sense? Okay, over a period of 5, it's been reduced by 12.5%. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Because we're gonna go to 7.3, and 7.3, it gets a little bit complicated, but because I am gonna show to you how to use these formulas, it's gonna be very easy for you, right? I want you to pause this video and try 7.3 by yourself, and then we'll do it together. Okay, if you've tried it, just type tried. Okay, just type tried. So let's go to 7.3. Wrap this off. 7.3 says Tepo was granted a loan of 100,000 in March 2022. Okay, March 2022, Tepo had an interest had a loan of 100,000. Again, it's a loan. Keyword loan. The moment you see a keyword loan, of course, which one are we using? This is the one that we're using. Let me just write it down even before even continue because it's obvious, right? We're talking about a loan, so that's gonna be one of the formulas we're gonna use. Yeah. One. Okay. Plus power n over I. So this is the one that you're going to be using because talking about a loan. So he loans 100,000. Okay. So meaning, what does that mean? It means that our P in this case, the principal amount that is he has borrowed is 100K. Okay. And then it happened on the 1st of March 2022 at the interest rate of 13.5. So this is divided by 100 and it's compounded again. Compounded. That's a keyword. Compounded monthly. So this divided by 12. Then you can just type this up. So 13.5 divided by 100. Okay. And then divide that by 12. This is compounded monthly. And you get 0.01125. Right. You see what I'm doing is as I read, I dissect the information that I get. Right. So if it's easy, this is a big elephant. You just chop it up a little bit, and then it becomes easier. Now Tepo agreed to repay the loan over 5 years. So now Tepo agreed that he will pay the loan over 5 years. Of course, we times that by 12. So 5 times 12, that is 36. And then there's a monthly installment of 2,310. So your X is 2,300.98. This is the amount of money that he pays. He agrees to pay 2.3 every month, starting from April. So starting just 1 month after he got the loan. Now, and it's going to do that for the next 5 years. Now, 7.3.1, right? You don't have to be complicated. Just read the question and understand. It says calculate the total interest that he will pay over 5 years. Okay, total interest. Now, think about it, right? Let me write that down. He pays 2,300 every month. Let's times it by 36. Every month he pays this amount of money. So how much he has paid? 2,300. 2,300.98. Remember, this is 2 marks, so it's very easy. The question is very easy. It says calculate the total interest that he has paid over 5 years, right? So the loan is 100,000, but every month he pays 2.3. So we need to find the difference between how much he's been paying for 36 months to get how much was that interest. So 2.3 times 12, 12 times 36, because it's been paying 2.3 for 36 months. So that is, pause. Something wrong here. That is, oh, yes. I'm wrong. I hope you got this. 5 times 12 is not 36, it's 60. Come on, people. Come on. So this is 60. I hope you got this one. So this is 60. I mean, what I'm saying is wrong because I'm getting 82,000 and the loan is 100,000. Of course, we're expecting the amount that he's paid after 5 years to be more than 100,000. So that's why I'm like immediately realize now there's something wrong here, right? That's how you always fact check yourself, right? Always. That's how you need your numbers always have to make sense in your head. So times 60, yes, now that makes sense. So after 5 years, he paid 138,000 and 58 rand and 80 cents, right? So how much is the interest? So you say that minus 100,000, and the interest is equal to 38,058 rand and 80 cents. So that's the interest. Does this make sense? Okay, we haven't done anything, we just use common sense, right? Which is very beautiful. 38,000. So the loan after 5 years, he's paying 38,000. It's a very huge loan, actually. That's a huge interest. But yeah, it is what it is. So now you see, if you take a loan, you always get able to calculate how much is gonna be your interest really at the end of the day, and you see if that's reasonable or not. You know, that's how you do it. So let's go to 7.3.2. Okay, now says Tepo paid 22,000.3, which is his monthly installment and additional of 20,000. So he paid. So Tepo is a real hardworking man, right? He has 20,000 rand. He pays it on top of the 2.3 that he pays every month. And he pays this on the 1st of March 2024, right? Keyword 2024. Remember, when did he start his loan? 2022. And on the March 2024, after 2 years, he pays 20,000 on top of the 2.3 that he's been paying every month. Okay. So what am I saying? I'm saying Tepo owns 100,000. Okay, I'm gonna use this formula here. He owns 100,000, and in that 100,000, he's been paying 2,300.98 is 1.00125 power, and then what's the question? He continued to pay the original amount, the monthly installment thereafter. Now the question is, how many months earlier would Tepo repay? So Tepo owes 100,000, right? But it decided on the second year he pays 20,000, but he continues to pay 2.3 for every month. So now the question is, instead of the loan lasting for 5 years, how long the loan will last? Okay, so we don't know n. So in this case we don't know n. That's what you're looking for. So this is going to be power n. Make sense? Divided by I, and I is 0.01125. Okay, but we need to account that there's an additional, right? There's an additional amount of 20,000. So this additional amount of 20,000, he paid it just once. Okay, but however, he paid it once, but it is also a compounded reducing interest. He paid it once and it's compounded interest. Now think about this, right? So he paid it 20,000 once and it's compound interest, but this is a loan. So that means it's a reducing amount. So again, it's compounded and it's a loan. So it's reducing amount. So we need to use this formula here. This is how much after 2 years, which is n is 2 years, right? And he paid 20,000 and it's a loan. So we're going to use this formula here. I'm going to use this formula here. Our additional formula, it's P1 minus, is it I? Yes, I power n. Okay, so P, we know the P is the principal amount that is paid after 2 years, and we know n in this case is 24 months. But we don't know the reduced n, which what we are looking for here. Okay, I hope you see it. I hope you see it. So 1 minus 0.1125 power n, which is 24 months. Again, from here, we're just solving for n. And I'm going to go to my calculator and I want you to follow me using my calculator. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, cool. 100,000 minus this whole thing here. Okay. So 100,000 minus this whole thing. 100,000 minus 20,000 times. Of course, this is in bracket 1 minus 0.0. Was it 0, 0? Yes. It's double 0 there. Ah, man, that's the reason I hide this is because very tedious. Very easy to make a mistake. But just pay attention. Okay. So you got 84,000. So you got 84,000. 755.76 is equal to 2,300.98. If 1 minus 1.00125 power negative n, and that's what we're looking for, and you have 0.01125. Then you can just cross multiply excuse me, let's say the answer, right, times 0. So you're just cross multiplying this time that, just doing your algebra, 0.01125, and you get your answer. And then since you get your answer, you can divide by this. So your answer divided by 2,300.98, and you get your answer. So now your answer is 0.414. You know what I mean? Let's call it 4 again. 1 minus 1.0. Damn, I'm losing focus. I hope you're still with me. This should be 1 there. Yeah, God. You guys, please be with me. I'm losing so much focus here. Okay. If you see it, if you see me making a mistake, please point it out. Okay, and then you're gonna say, okay, cool, take this minus that, or rather take this to the left hand side and take this to the right hand side. It's gonna be 1 minus this. So you're gonna say 1 minus the answer. So you have now you have 1.01125 power negative n is equal to 0.5856. Sorry guys, a little bit of flu here, but we move. And then from here, let me give you notes. We're going to look at logarithms. So you're going to look at logarithms, some notes. So we know that if you have a power b is equal to c, this is the same as b log a is equal to log c. Then you can able to solve for b, and b is going to be log c over log a. And that's what you're going to be using here, because you're solving for n. Though, so this is going to be what? Negative n log what? 1.01125 is equal to log of 0.5856. Remember, in your calculator, please don't cancel your answer, right? I don't want you to type this. I want you to type the actual answer that you get in your calculator the way it is, because you're not gonna get the right answer if you start simplifying into the certain decimal places. You lose your closeness to your answer. Okay, so you're gonna have that, and then so your n, negative n, is gonna be what? Let me write here. Negative n is gonna be log of 0.58, and that's your answer. Just in your calculator, just this is your answer divided by log of 1.01125. Okay, so you're gonna say log your answer divided by log 1.01125. And this is equal to minus 40, almost minus 47.83. So basically this and this will cancel. So your n is equal to 47.83. Remember, this is month, but in years, so you're gonna just divide by 12, because now you're looking in years. So in years is approximately 3.99. So it's almost 4 years. Almost 4 years. So it would take him almost 4 years to, if he put 20,000 in after 2 years, it essentially, instead of paying the loan for 5 years, he have reduced and paid the loan for 4 years. So this is how you will do it. Let's say you have a loan and you want to reduce the time of the loan that you're paying. What you need to do is you need to calculate. This is how you will calculate how long it will take for you to pay the loan, right? This is how you would do it. And again, please don't tell me that they don't teach you financial literacy in high school, because they do, right? And I just taught you as well. And if you don't understand, just let me know. You can just type, let's do another finance question. Okay, if you don't understand, say let's do another finance question, right? And if I see that comment, I know that someone wants us to do another finance question. And if you also feel like you need to have another finance question, please let me know. And the best thing to do this is essentially not only save the video and share it with your friend or share it with yourself on WhatsApp, so you can have it save somewhere on your WhatsApp, so that whenever you need it, you come back into this video and rewatch it, because this question is gonna come in your exam. Definitely is gonna come in your exam, and you are gonna be ready and prepared for it. Now, the next video, I'll be doing question 6. So I want you to take a screenshot of this. Clip this, take a screenshot, and we're going to be doing question 6 together in the next video. See you there. Boom.